further expound upon having good character by assisting ourselves regarding controlling our anger, restraining our anger. Regarding restraining anger, many hadith are found on this topic as well. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that ليس الشديد بالسرعة إنما الشديد الذي يملك نفسه عند الغضب وكما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Regarding a person who is considered a good wrestler, an individual who can, the wrestler or the strong man is not one who can overcome or overtake another individual, but rather a strong man, a good wrestler, is the one who can control himself in a fit of rage, in moments of anger. That is the individual who is truly worthy of praise when it comes to anger management. If we really want a practical example, the youngsters might not like it, but it gives us a beautiful example, and that is none other than our modern day champ, our modern day role model, Khabib. Khabib visited Michigan a few months ago, and alhamdulillah, the modern day generation, youngsters, millennials, they look at Khabib as someone who is carrying the banner of Islam in his arena. And alhamdulillah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve him. He is doing great work. But we can go back to that fight versus McGregor. And what happened when he lost it? He jumped over the octagon. And we can see that millisecond of a decision that he made to jump over the octagon and go after the audience member, it tarnished him. In fact, he was probably reprimanded. Not only reprimanded, but he was also given a warning. There's possibility of further action against him, but cooler heads prevailed at the end. But that critical moment, the fit of rage, and it can happen to the best of us. We're not mentioning or we're not claiming to be free from any faults, but we can all agree to the fact that that was the moment. And alhamdulillah, leading up to that fight, we know the nature of MMA is to kind of square each other up. And the youngsters know this, those who follow MMA. They know that before the match, before the fight, a lot of talk is mentioned before the components or the opponents, they meet in the octagon. So his opponent said some things that were also beyond the limits, and he really pushed Khabib to the limits. But I can guarantee you, if Khabib wanted to take back, if he wanted to do his past over again, he would tell himself that control yourself in that fit of rage. Hindsight is 2020, after all. We can all look back and we can all come up with our own past experiences that I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I didn't say those things. Because once those words leave our mouths, once the action is already performed and committed by our limbs, By that time, it's already too late. So again, in this hadith, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam is telling us that the wrestler, the strong man, is the one who literally wrestles with his or her own emotions and pins down your own emotions, especially anger. Anger is something that we all need to work towards. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam teaches us this. The next hadith is also on this topic of restraining our anger. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that we will have many experiences to be a teacher in our lives. It could be a teacher to our own children at home. It could be a teacher to our relatives, youngsters, colleagues, co-workers, neighbors. Whoever we might come in contact with, there might be moments in our lives that we are given the opportunity to be a teacher. So when we are a teacher, make sure to make things easy on your student. Explaining and describing and the whole responsibility of list of things that go along with being a teacher. So when you have this opportunity to be a teacher, make things easy, and when you become frustrated, angry, remain silent. This is the hadith, أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Now, let's visit this opportunity that we might get in our lives of being a teacher. And you can ask any student. All of us have been students. We are students for life. We are students for life, for knowledge, for ilm, until we reach the grave, inshallah. So you can ask any student in any part of the world, in any generation, in any era. The student will always remember the teacher that was kind and patient with him. And at the same time, the student will also remember the teacher that was harsh and the teacher that used foul language and abusive language. So let us give ourselves that opportunity to recall our teachers throughout our experience. Most definitely, we always we make a dua for the teacher that was patient with us, used kind words. And it's again human experience. We don't even want to remember the teacher that was harsh towards us. We don't want to remember that teacher. Forget about not remembering at times. Because of our human weakness, we might even use some foul languages against that teacher. And again, it's just our human experience. خُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. That is our own weaknesses. So let us be those teachers that whoever comes under our guardianship, whoever comes under us as a student, that we are kind with them, that we are patient with them. And especially if those students are our own children. As guardians, as parents, we should never be our children's first bully in their life. Parents tend to be the first bully of their own children. How is that? If you ask any expert in the field of counseling and psychology in this department, when the guardians, the parents, they are in the comfort of their own home, and then you have these innocent children at home, everyone is relaxed. And at times when frustration happens, home is where the most accidents happen and the most destructive behaviors happen and take place. The home. It's not by any stranger or any third party. Home is where some of the most horrendous acts take place, behind closed doors, behind closed curtains, and behind the veil. So as a reminder for all of us who are parents and guardians, role models, let us take the softer approach. And if we ever claim to follow the Sunnah of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that is who Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was after all. A very soft, mild mannered, humbled individual. Anas radiallahu anhu, we touched upon this hadith yesterday. Anas radiallahu anhu came under the service of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and for 10 years, Anas radiallahu anhu, he mentioned his experience that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam never even smacked his lips. Smacking lips means like, so imagine when we are frustrated, and of course we smacked our lips sometimes. We're frustrated at our youngsters who aren't able to master it at the first time. How come you didn't get it the first time? So let us be a little more patient with our students. And finally, the third hadith, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that, listen attentively, the best human beings are the ones who become angry slowly, but recover from that anger quickly. Who get angry slowly and recover from the anger quickly. That is the best human. Pay attention, because the worst human being is the one who gets angry quickly and recovers slowly. So let's visit, and again, we're not pointing fingers at anyone besides ourselves. Who are we in this category? Are we the individual who gets angry slowly? But when we do get angry, we recover very quickly. Let's move on. It takes too much effort, too much out of me to remain angry. It takes a large amount of energy to remain angry. It's much more easier, much more relaxed if I just cool down. And of course, cooler heads prevail. Cooler heads are able to accomplish much more things. Just think about our own selves. When we're angry, we can't even think clearly. We're too frustrated. I need to leave this whole area where I experienced my anger. I need to go cool my head down. Some people who smoke, they probably have to go take a cigarette break or whatever the coping mechanism that we use. Some people might go chew pan or something. Or whatever your coping mechanism is, go drink some tea, sit down, take a nap, go take a drive. Some people might take a drive just to cool down. So whatever that is, you'll have to experience that cooling down process, and then you come back to work. So the worst person is the one who gets angry quickly, and then it takes that individual a long time to cool down. So this was very quickly, very briefly regarding the subject matter of restraining anger. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow for all of us to maintain cooler heads and not be a hot-headed individual. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah. You started your break? One day? No,